What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. Today we're going to talk about another addiction. This one's a little bit different. This one's a sex addiction. This individual is addicted to sex. He said he has been for the past 3 years. He says it sounds stupid, but it really is a problem for him and others too. And he knows others have this problem too. He doesn't want to continue like this as it could ruin relationships in his life. Do I have any advice for him? He says he hasn't told anybody. But this is his way of airing it out. And he feels like advice is always helpful to others, and maybe it could possibly help others from struggling with this addiction. Here's the deal. Any addiction at all, is tough to deal with. It doesn't matter what you're addicted to, whether it's sex, whether it's bowling. I mean, there's actually a show called My Strange Addiction that I've watched because I wanted more insight into what makes addiction tick. Like, there's obviously some kind of reward system in the brain that not necessarily sex or a drug can trigger, and then you actually will seek out or need that stimulus to get that reward response in your brain, or that feel-good response in your brain. Now, sex would be kind of a tricky one because it's obviously part of a healthy relationship. It's part of actual human beings, the way that they interact, and it's something that, I guess if taken to excess, yeah, it could ruin relationships. But then again, any addiction could. But maybe a little differently, if you're in a long-term relationship and you love, this woman, and you have this sex addiction and it keeps you from being faithful, which could completely destroy her. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at ruining relationships, and you're looking at ruining relationship after relationship after relationship and not being able to stop that. You might miss out on a lot of shit in life that, you're going to miss out on a lot of shit in life that you normally would be able to experience if you didn't have this addiction. Now, just because it's sex doesn't mean that it's not a problem. I guess not having sex would be a problem too. Like if you didn't have sex, it could both be problems. So let's break it down to the addiction itself. Anything that runs your life, interferes with your life, or something that you cannot control is a problem. And it doesn't matter what it is. We find this same exact thing with sugar, food. I know people right off the bat, right now I can list that literally as soon as anything fucking goes wrong, they want to eat. When they're happy, they want to eat. When it's a sunny day out, they're driving down the road and say, oh, it's a nice day, I'd love to go get a burger. Like literally think about food all the time because that reward system in your brain, I kind of relate it to being like a dog. When you tell the dog to sit, they look and they're like, and then you give them the biscuit and they're like, oh, they need the biscuit because it's like a reward system in your brain. Somewhere along the line, and I don't know if it's genetic, but somewhere along the line, your brain chemistry made that change to where this certain thing, addiction, act, behavior, whatever, is your main source of reward. So technically you want it all the time. If you want to feed dog biscuits all day long, that dog will sit there and eat biscuits all day long and love it like it's the first biscuit he's ever had. Like it doesn't like slow down. You don't get sick of it. You just continue it. It's the same thing with heroin. Heroin's a little bit different because you get ill from it when you come down. I guess it would be a little bit different, but sex, I guess, would be the same thing as getting a biscuit. Same deal. Now, what's my advice for you? Like any addiction, including my own that I had, including anything anybody comes to me with, I guess when I was younger, I didn't really agree with what I'm going to say right now. I didn't understand the importance of it because I thought I was young and I thought I was tough and I thought I was strong and I could just handle the whole world on my own. But professional help, okay? You have to get professional help. And whether that means just counseling or some kind of medication that, and I don't know what the hell they would give you medication-wise, but there are drugs that take care of other addictions that change the chemistry in your brain so you don't have that reward system anymore because now your brain has that mapped out. And what it seems like now is that, like any other addiction, the more you feed it, the more you want. The higher that dopamine, serotonin boost goes, the more it crashes when you're done, the more you want it again. Maybe some kind of dopamine stabilizer or something like that, serotonin stabilizer, something like that, so you're not getting those highs and lows. I don't know, but you need to get some professional help to get this sorted out. Like, you can't just stop this on your own. It's not going to happen. I mean, if heroin addicts could just stop on their own, they all would. There are very few people out there that can. They literally will cold turkey it, kick the sheets, or do whatever they have to do to get off the shit themselves. But if you're writing me this letter, email, letter. If you're writing me this email and explaining to me that you need some advice, it sounds like you may have already tried to deal with this on your own lost relationships, see that, you know what, this is a problem, it's controlling me to a certain point, it's not good for me, and you haven't been able to handle it on your own. Therefore, you're asking me for advice. And I'm not the professional. I'm absolutely not the professional. I'm the guy that's going to steer you towards a professional that's actually going to help you. And there's no reason to be embarrassed. It doesn't make you weak. It means that you don't understand something that someone else has studied a shitload of and seen a million times that can help you with it. When someone walks into the gym, they start telling me about this food, that food, and losing weight and all this shit, and like, you know, immediately I understand what's going on and can steer them in the right direction. Well, it's the same thing with this stuff. They've seen it all. They've done it all. They know what to do with you. You know, I mean, if you wanted to get bigger, would you not, you know, wouldn't you go up to the dude at the gym and say, man, you're fucking jacked. How did you get like that? And he would give you advice. He would say, this is what I did, this is what I did. And you would tell him what you're doing. He'd be like, no, you're doing it all wrong. Do it like this. It's the same type of deal, you know, except there's a stigma for some people, I guess. Maybe not so much nowadays, but when I was younger, there was a stigma attached to therapists, doctors, psychiatrists, shrinks, head shrinkers, whatever you want to call them, that, you know, basically meant you were crazy, you were weak, you were stupid, you were an idiot, you were a moron. Like, you know, there were things attached to that I remember feeling like I don't want to deal with that, and that's why I wouldn't go. But eventually I wound up going, and that's what solved all my problems, you know, getting to the root of the problem. And, you know, I don't know what the root of your problem is, and right now it seems like you don't know what the root of your problem is. But if you go to that doctor, they're going to find it out, and that's going to go light years towards fixing what's going on with you. So good luck. Biostraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostraining.com is a blog. It's the Help Bicep, and we're out.